listening to another episode of Loud About Nothing. It's me, your boy, the fucking hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, per usual, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie, say hello to beautiful people.
What's going on, beautiful people?
Get the eye crusties out the eye,
Yeah,
Robbie.
make sure they're
It's time to do the show. Make sure you got no little crusties in the
I'm
eye.
up, I'm good.
You're up? You good?
I've been up.
I said when I saw you, whenever you wear a sports shirt, you feel like a cute little boy to me.
I'm not even a fan of the Cubs.
I know you're not.
Nah,
That's
it's
what makes it even
Where did you
cuter.
get that shirt?
in Wrigley Field, like in 2016. I was
guess
like,
if you
oh,
go, you
when
gotta-
in Rome, yeah.
Yeah, one in Rome.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
They're nice colors.
You look amazing.
I'm like more about the colors.
Oh yeah,
I've always been
You
a
look like a
colors
rocket
for the
pop
team.
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I gotta intro the guest. We have a fire guest. We have a return guest. I am so excited for her to be back. We don't have her for long, so we needed her now.
I'm honored. Thank
We
you
are
for the
losing
rush.
her to the Los Angeles. She's amazing. She does stand-up all around town. She has a podcast for Vulture. She also was recently on, like, probably the best sitcom right now, Abbott Elementary. Give it up for Taylor Garron.
Hey, y'all.
Thank you so much for returning.
Of course. I'm so happy to be here. Actually, I asked, so thank you for saying yes.
Of course. Well, you said you're leaving. I wanted you back, and you said, I'm leaving.
I am.
This is the time frame.
Devastating.
Do it or don't. It was very
Once
dramatic.
I'm gone, I'm gone. Yeah, I recorded a whole sketch. It was really weird.
I know, and I watched it, and I was like, okay. I sent back a voicemail. Okay, sure, whatever you need, Taylor. Wow, the move across from New York to LA.
Yeah,
many comedians have done it before, and now you.
I have a couple of friends who did it, and then 3 months, we're talking about it a lot on social media. Like, oh my gosh, I'm having a going away party, doing all this stuff, waxing poetic about how much they love New York, yada yada. And then they went for 3 months, and then the next posts were like, hey, so we're moving back to New York. Does anybody have a place? We're looking for an extra room. And
Sure.
I the only thing I hope about this move is that is not me.
I know many people have that done that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Do we say stuff about them? Yes.
Sure.
We
Well,
have
it's more
to.
the bigger.
Is that too ruthless?
No, I think it's true.
The comments are made. If you move to LA and you move back to New York, the comments are made.
That's the kind of shit. It's like when people get into arguments about colorism, it doesn't exist. Light skinned people have it. Light skinned black people have it just as bad as dark skinned black people, or reverse race. It's just you're gonna get shit for it. If someone gives you a little shit for it, you're just gonna have to tolerate it because you're in the beneficial place. You were someone who could move back and forth between New York City and Los Angeles, and you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
And we get over it.
Also, you don't need to make a giant post and a love letter to New York. Maybe wait until you're successfully you're in LA and you like it before you do your love letter to
I
New
announce
York.
a diet every other week.
Okay.
I do an epic post. So I have so many before pictures.
I read about what was I just gonna say? I read about this thing recently where it's oh my gosh, sorry. It was about New York and it's gone from my head.
Are you going to do a post that you're leaving?
I don't think I'm going to. I think
You
that
don't?
I did one tweet and it was because I knew that I was going to get shit and I was trying to mitigate as much shit as I was going to get. I can take it as much as as much as I can take it, but that's my limit, So I said hypothetically if I was moving to LA next month, where would I go about finding a fully furnished home to move into? And people got back to me.
Yeah, but that was you needed help.
Yeah, but it was I needed help in a way that I was this was also my kind of casual low key announcement that I'm moving to LA.
Sure.
Hypothetically,
Sure.
it
People
was
what's the deal?
exactly. I had a lot of people texting me, and I got what I deserved.
You did?
I did.
People shit on you?
Oh, 100%. But that's what you sign yourself up for when you do that kind of thing.
That's what you do. But it's beautiful. The LA move is great. Every time I see my mother, I tell her I'm moving to LA in a month just to fuck with her head, just to ruin her day. And she turns to my father and she goes, he's kidding. He's kidding, right? And my sister goes, stop, Sebastian. I go, no, I got to move.
Leave that poor woman alone.
No.
The stories you've told me.
Oh, God, fuck that. She sent me a DM this morning that said something like, when you hear the choppers outside your house, it's because you didn't answer your mom's text 2 times in a row. Like, what are we doing here? She's sending me texts about choppers outside of my house.
One time, my phone was on silent. I had a bunch of missed calls from my mom. It was a particularly cold day in New York City, and I called my mom back. I was freaking out because you see a bunch of missed calls from your mom or your dad,
Sure.
oh shoot, something happened. But I called her back. My dad picked up. It was their house phone, and he was like, "No, mom was just worried about you because it's really cold outside."
What?
Yeah, you
I
can't be
have-
doing that.
I have a house that I live in.
Yeah.
I was at a bar with my phone on silent, and so I was like, "Can you put mom on?" And my dad was like, "No." She got really anxious, and now she doesn't want to talk to you. So she got mad at me for not picking up the phone because it was really, really cold in New York. What I'm saying is, I can relate.
You can relate.
I think that
Mom's got a little energy.
moms, when you become a mother, something just like cracks, and I get it. Not in like a bad way, not in an offensive way. Do not take it the wrong way, moms. Just like you made a human with your body, and now it's just out there in the world. I would be a little crazy too.
They lose boundaries. They lose. They also lose shame. Moms lose. There's no shame anymore.
No.
There's no cool. They don't have to play anything cool anymore. Anywhere they go, they could be as blunt as possible because they have a child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like I like learned that about my sister too.
Mhm.
And she will hate hearing that, but mother, she will hate hearing
She
that.
will hear it.
But like you just become a mother in some ways, which is necessary to make a good child.
Sure.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways you need to be like when they say mama bear,
Overbearing.
right? That phrase mama bear
Mhm.
is like I protect my kids.
Yeah.
And someone needs to protect you because you can't take care of yourself.
Yeah.
They have heads they can't even hold up. Babies are dumb. They need someone.
Yo, I never even thought of that.
They
They have
can't
heads they can't even hold up. That's pretty.
Like, their
That's
necks don't
pretty
work.
lame.
It's like, grow up, you know?
Yo, what are we doing
Literally.
here?
Kind of childish.
Yeah, wow. You know kangaroos come out jumping? No, never mind.
The science on this podcast this week is all over the place.
No, kangaroos come out and they crawl into the pouch.
Yeah. They're like
Yeah.
little weirdos.
I
And
forget
they-
what animal came out and they're instantly like running.
I feel like giraffes do that. Right? Maybe?
Interesting.
I feel like they got those legs. They're like, you got to figure out how to work it or the lions are going to get you like fast.
Yeah.
Like, you better figure it out, you know?
You know, not all gestation. Is that the word gestation?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that hard in my mouth?
Gestation.
Gestation.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
Boom.
go. Are 9 months.
For giraffes?
No, for like
for humans. Okay, yeah,
humans 9 months. Other animals are like some of them are mad long, some of them are short. You like stay in the mother's body until you're ready for the earth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that humans used to stay longer in a body because we needed to be more prepared for the world.
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, even when we come out, we're still not prepared, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's animals that they're born and now they're like, oh, for some reason I like know what to eat, know how to get it, like know how to run, can do all this stuff. Babies are like, I need you to wipe my ass. Like,
I know.
if you don't mind. Like,
Oh my god.
please.
Yeah. My mom wiped my ass for a long time.
Really?
Oh my God.
It is what it is. Did you ever have any animals?
We're just gonna move past that.
Yeah,
I
we're
did,
gonna
yeah.
move
Okay.
past it
Sure,
quickly.
no problem. Yeah, I had a hamster. His name was Fidget. I loved him so much. He lived for probably too long for a hamster. He was probably like pretty tortured by the end. But
How old? 10
like
years?
6 years.
Wow.
I know. It's like they live, or maybe 5. I don't know. I was little, but it was definitely like longer than they're supposed to live for. He was great.
Interesting. I think a pet like that is a great pet for children.
Yeah.
I think too many kids get dogs.
Mm.
Too many parents just get their kids dogs. Get them a starter animal.
Get them one that if it dies, it's like sad.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yes.
sad, but it's like you take a day off if your dog dies. Like you take a long weekend if your dog dies. Your hamster dies, you're like, well,
Yeah, I know. A fish, you don't even think twice.
flush it. They flush
Yeah.
fish down the toilet.
I know. They truly don't care about fish at all.
I buried my hamster at least. He got a little grave next to a big tree in a park. But yeah, we
in a
don't.
random park?
No, at a park in my hometown that I loved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we never went there because I couldn't take him out or he would, run away. But
How did you bond with
it
the
was
hamster?
special to me, huh?
How did you like bond with the hamster?
I think it was just that he has a little tiny rodent brain, and I fed him and I was nice to him and sometimes I like gave him pats. So he was like, all right, I guess that's my homie.
That's nice. You felt like he knew who you were though.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
He was like happy to be. He never bit me. He was a good guy.
My nephew's got guinea pigs. And
Those
he
are fun.
he loves them too.
Those are real fun.
And he has 2 of them because they're very social
They need
creatures.
to have a friend. Yeah.
And if they don't, they have extreme depression.
It makes me so sad that animals can get depression.
I know. It's actually insane that like when my sister went to go buy it, the person's like, we need you to buy 2 or else the guinea pig will live a horrible, sad life. And now they just play with each other in the cage all day
They're just
long,
having a great day.
which is really nice. I have a question for you, Taylor. This has nothing to do with animals.
Okay, what is it?
When you sleep at night,
Mm-hmm.
do you keep the nose ring in?
I do, yeah. It's just like always in my face.
And you never encounter it never bumps into nothing, right?
No, it's never a problem. Unless I'm sick, gets a little snotty. Like,
Okay.
that can be a bummer. But, easily taken care of.
I never asked someone. That's what I like about podcasts. Because I get all my questions out.
That's so, wow. It's a question I never even thought to ask. But, like,
Really?
yeah.
Do you know other people with nose rings? Are you guys talking about it?
Yeah, we're all in a club.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
If I were to get a piercing, I think I would get a nose ring.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's a fucking baby. He'll never get a piercing.
I'm afraid of piercings.
You should get an eyebrow ring.
Eyebrow?
Robbie with an eyebrow ring, like a bar.
Oh, dude.
Could be sick.
Could be sick.
Could be sick.
It could be get caught in your curls. I'll have to be doing it for you.
Sebastian,
Stand still.
Wait, are you afraid of needles or just
Needles, yeah.
Needles,
I'm
okay,
afraid
cool.
of needles.
Every time we pass a place, I go, "What do you want?" I'll go get something. Every
I'd do
time.
it too.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
It could be fun. I have nothing. I have no tattoos. I have no piercings. I've never broken a bone. I've never had stitches. I'm like,
I love
You're
how
like
I need some
you're in
edge. I have
pristine
no
condition.
edge. I'm not edgy at all, like in appearance or like anything.
you never broke a bone.
No.
Really?
I was afraid of the world as a kid. I say this all the time.
You trip, you break a bone.
Yeah, but I was just very cautious.
Kids are flexible though. Their bones are made of like, I don't know, like plastic.
I know.
It's fine.
They bounce
You can
back.
bend and stuff. Yeah.
You ever break a bone?
I broke my wrist one time.
Hurts.
And it was a bummer. I was a cheerleader freshman year of high school, believe it or not.
Wow.
little fact.
I love that.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a cheerleader?
I think it was just because my cousin was on the squad and I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
high school and I like looked up to her and I liked her a lot.
Sure.
And yeah, I was very small. And so I was a flyer, which is the person they throw up into the air who like does little flips and shit.
Terrifying.
It was really, and
It
I'm
is terrifying.
super afraid of heights, but I was like super down with it. It was fun. We had a lot of time. We had a lot of fun until one time they threw me up and simply did not catch me, and I landed and I caught myself on the ground and it fractured my wrist. And I didn't know it was fractured. And I was crying, and my coaches were like, "Suck it the fuck up, like you're being a baby." And so I went to competition 2 days later on it and like made it worse. But then I got a cool cast. This was when they still gave out those casts that they like wrap.
Yeah.
Now
yeah,
they
yeah.
have like air casts. Like can't
Oh.
sign them. They're not that fun. This was like cool casts in high school that all my friends signed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty common, which is not great.
To break their wrist.
Yeah, like flyers fall.
Cheerleading
Like-
has like it's like the one of the top sports for injuries.
Yeah.
which is-
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I watch cheer, obviously.
Mhm.
And it's truly so scary to throw someone up in the air like that. What's it feel like to actually be in the air?
it's never very high off the ground, so it was like never super scary. It's more just like you have to have complete trust for like the people under you, because like they'll throw you up and you can get into the right like shape that you're supposed to be in, but if they don't catch you in the right way, like you can like hurt yourself really easily.
Even the impact on their
Yeah.
arms must hurt.
and we're trusting like 14 and 15-year-old girls to like do this to each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first time you went in the air, was it like a coach who threw you up, or?
I think that, yeah, we actually had coaches and they were a husband and wife couple and they were married my first year.
Makes it better.
Yeah. And so they would shoot, he was like throwing her all around. It was like really weird.
Wait,
but
he would throw her around?
yeah, they would do like one-handed stunts. Like he would like flip her up in the air and she would just land on his hand.
Did they meet
What
like
a couple
in
fucking
college
freaks.
cheering together?
I don't know, actually. I don't know their story, but they definitely did give me bad vibes. And then at the end of freshman year, they took off. They gave me vibes that I didn't fully understand because I was 14, but I was
Sure.
like, I don't like the way they're interacting around children. It's like really freaking me.
Uh,
And at the end of our season, they collected a bunch of money from all of us to like get jackets, and then we just never heard from them again.
what?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
They disappeared.
They weren't teachers at the school. They just
No,
did
they
that.
were just like coaches.
You got to watch out for the people that don't teach at the school but do the extracurriculars.
Yeah, it's
That is interesting.
That is, I got asked to go teach improv at my old high school. I was like, no fucking way. Am I going to be the creepy dude that doesn't teach at the school and just rolls through for the after school program?
Yeah. I mean, if you live in the neighborhood.
No, I'm not driving from Brooklyn to Staten
Yeah,
Island
nah,
to
that's
go
strange.
teach teenagers how to pretend.
Yeah.
I
you don't
can't.
need to do that.
well, when you
can't.
put it like
Nah.
that, Sebastian.
I
like-
actually did do it.
No.
I did it, no, not for my high school. I was like, that's too close to home. I did it for another high school, and it was a co-ed high school, and it was all girls
Interesting.
that took the improv class, and then they called
The
themselves
guys were like, I can't do that.
100%.
That's not
No
cool.
fucking way. I'll never pretend to be a fire hydrant. It was all girls, and there was like a teacher would stay with me for like legal reasons,
Sure.
Which I loved.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I love that. I want to protect me, too.
For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
And the teacher was there, and it was like one scene. There was like a pole, and they were standing around the pole. I was like, great, they were like firemen, right? Firefighters, excuse me, at the pole. And the one teacher goes, "It's a pole. Do what you're supposed to do with it," says the teacher to the 14-year-old girl.
Was this a woman?
Yes. And I'm like, well, you're a firefighter. You could just do firefighting stuff.
Oh my God.
The theater teacher kept on encouraging them to be sexual in these improv scenes. And I'm just fighting it the whole time. And literally,
oh my God.
Literally, I go, okay, we had our show coming up. I was like, okay, we got to name ourselves. We'll think of a name. It could just be something silly, you know? Doesn't even need to be funny, right? Just a name, something you love. And they said, we're going to be called Sebastian's Angels. I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the teacher's like, I think it's great. I go, no, it is not. You need to change. That entire time teaching extracurricular was just me being like, playing defense, being like, lawsuits, assault, no, get away from me.
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're fucking freaks that they want to do that. The cheerleading stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, I want to know how they met, but actually I just hope that, to me, they seem like the type of couple that would have like committed a high-end heist by now and like are probably both in prison, like writing back and forth to each other.
That's a love.
That is beautiful.
That is a love. I actually
they
would
write
be
movies about that
obsessed to be in to have a love affair that is just like Bonnie and Clyde. There's something romantic about Bonnie and Clyde. You the law's against you. All you have is each other.
Yeah, I guess I would imagine. I mean, this is my story that
It's not relatable to me. It's not relatable to me. I'm
You
sorry,
don't like
Sebastian.
that?
I don't like that. I like it for you. If you like it, I love it.
I love that.
If you like it, I love it.
We're
but-
running away. All we have is to depend on each other. It could get more and more toxic as it goes along.
Oh my gosh.
Because in college they'll have like the co-ed cheer teams, and it'll be like one guy, one girl, and he'll pick their like performance partners.
Yeah,
I guess.
they like.
So I could see, them being like, we're both really athletic. We meet at this college. Let's go around the country and scam high schools.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of work for probably.
That is a
5
lot of
bucks.
work, but
less
hey.
than. We were a poor high
Less
school.
than.
These were
That's a lot. All
these
right,
were
that
not
is a
high
wild
quality
move.
jackets. I will tell you that. Can I tell y'all a story? Unless you have another amazing question to bring up, because they have been great so far. The ones we've been talking about. Just saying. We were talking about high school, and it triggered this thing in me that I had this conversation with a friend that I've actually known since like elementary school. And when we were in middle school, she texted me about this the other day. This is what made me think about it. When we were in middle school, we did this thing called Nature's Classroom. Are you guys familiar with it at all?
No.
Okay. So it's basically like you take like a 5-day field trip. There's like 4 overnights, and you go to one of these locations. They're all over New England, and you like stay in these cabins and you learn about nature and like do nature stuff. It's really cool. And we went when we were in 7th grade, and it was a lot of fun. And it was like, I'm from like I said, a pretty poor town. It's like pretty like industrial and like urban. And so this was a lot of people's like first time in the woods, like doing that kind of thing. So that was like a really cool experience.
Sure.
There's this one night that they did this activity, which apparently they do for like all these schools that come and do this program, and it's called Underground Railroad. And it's supposed to teach you about like what the Underground Railroad was like and like slavery and like etc. On its face, cool, we love that. Especially we were in New England, like they were educating us about that shit, right? They were like, we want you to learn about slaves for some reason, and
in a positive way or
with like slavery was bad,
Yes.
So it's like the opposite of kind of what's going on in the South.
In the South.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Kind of the opposite. But like, okay. So long story short, it's long story continuing to be long. We did this activity. We went through the woods, and we were supposed to be like, we were pretending to be like runaway slaves. And like the teachers and stuff who were like kind of stationed throughout the woods kind of specifically were either like abolitionists helping us get to freedom or like slave catchers trying to get us. Getting a little dicey, right? But I was like, this
story is getting extremely. It started with like kids from the city go to nature.
Delightful, right? Yeah. Delightful.
And now teachers playing slave captures. Jesus.
Okay, so getting a little dicey, but I'm like, okay, I guess I can still see like how this could be educational. They also at a bunch of times were like, listen, if this gets uncomfortable for any of you, like if anybody has a problem with this, like raise your hand and we'll take you to go do something else. So it was like they had like good. Right. So we're going to the woods. It's February. It's really cold. So we're like all bundled up, and we have to stay like really quiet, and we keep running into these teachers. And keep in mind that these are teachers from the program and also some teachers from our school who like came along to chaperone.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, they started calling us the N-word.
Oh no!
Stop.
Like with the hard ER, like not they said the word. And these were like teachers of all colors, mostly white teachers, mostly this one particular history teacher. But they were like,
of course,
yeah, we're getting
history teacher.
They're all bastards. They were trying to get into character, I guess, but they were like calling us the hard ER N-word, right?
Oh my God.
And of course, my friends and I found this funny. Of course, we were like, what? What did you say?
Of course, because you're teenagers.
Yeah, we're like, that's funny. He's a bad
It
word.
looks like a fucking idiot.
But we're like recounting the story to each other like now as adults, and we're like, oh, that was maybe not great. Like, why? Why did they do that, right? So I ended up working as a summer camp counselor at this place. They have like a summer camp program too, and I became really good friends with the woman who like runs that particular location, which is where I also happened to go when I was in 7th grade. And one night we like got a little tipsy, and I was like, I have to ask you a question.
Oh no!
Do y'all still do that Underground Railroad stuff? And she was immediately like, oh no, we got like the shit suit out of us. Like a couple of years later, we stopped doing that. Like a school like really, we had to stop.
Jesus, yeah.
And so now, God, it kind of makes me a little wistful. I'm sad that these kids don't get the experience of having their teacher call them an N-word to their damn faces.
That's insane. Of course, it's the history teachers. Anyone that's like, I want to be historically accurate, I can't fucking stand.
I have to look at my minority students in the face.
Yeah,
and call them that word. It was, I don't know. Thank you for letting me say that out loud. It's been sitting on my spirit for many years.
I mean, that's absolutely horrible. That's a terrible experience. Also, there's just not an ounce of thought.
No.
Not an ounce of thought.
I want to say, like, it was, in the moment, honestly very funny. Like, I don't look back on it with, like, oh, I feel traumatized. I look back on it being like, that was fucking wild. Like, they really I don't know.
Sure. It's also crazy to see your teachers do anything out of teacher form.
For sure.
A teacher doing anything besides teaching is a wild experience.
I don't even like seeing him at the grocery store. Like, I'm not. This is, to me, you live at the school and stay there.
I know. What was weird was my parents were teachers, so sometimes I'd see them I'd hang around teachers a lot. So and then
that must have been tough.
Yeah, it was tough because then you see they shit on everything. Teachers shit on everything.
Yeah.
They shit on students. They shit on to the other teachers. They make fun of stuff. They talk about how hard things are. You know.
That's a hard job.
It is a hard job.
You ever watch a teacher grade tests?
I don't think I have.
The lack of care they put into it. How quickly they're just running through tests, grading them, really makes you want to study less.
I mean, I guess I was one of those students who was like, when I got the test back, I'm like double checking my teacher's mistakes. And that's why everyone really liked me, and I had a lot of friends.
No.
No, honestly, it was just like, I know I got 100 on this test. I know for a fact that I did. Like, you made a mistake here, and they'd always like correct it.
Wow.
But it was just like, they didn't really like an 8-year-old telling them what they did wrong. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I could see that.
Of course, teachers get into. Some teachers like it because they're the boss.
Yeah.
And don't
like
you
cops.
dare. I once caught a math teacher made a mistake on a math problem. And I raised my hand and told her during the test, and she ran out the room crying. And we were all just sitting there.
How old are you?
I was like a freshman in high school. And it was like she just made a mistake on how to write the test. And she just got so overwhelmed she left the room and cried.
Oh, my God.
Because
she must have been having a rough one, because
that's, yeah.
You know when you're having just like the worst day and then you make a mistake on an easy math problem in front of a bunch of like 9th graders? And
I know.
It's the last straw.
And and when you run out the room crying, the only thing that's louder than your tears is the laughter coming from the room.
Yeah. Especially,
Yeah, especially me. I'm like, none of us knew what to do. We're just all looking around. Like, we've never seen anything like this before.
Teachers cried a lot in my schools, in my various schools, and it was never like the kids' fault. It was, I feel like, just people having bad days. But I also am like, I don't know, teachers gotta be up at 6:30 a.m. and they have to deal with our children all day. Like I don't know, our generation, the people who we're raising as a generation. I'd be crying too. I
mean, I don't know. Do you cry a lot? Are you a crier?
Am I a crier? Not really. I cry at like touching beautiful things more than I cry because I'm like sad. Like, I had to get off Facebook because I had to I'm off. I had to get off Facebook because those videos of like soldiers coming home to like their dogs and they had been away for like those they just get me. I can't do it. Like proposals can't do it. Like,
really, proposals.
Yeah, it makes me feel I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm Taylor. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to do there, but just I feel like my brand.
Like,
exactly. I feel like my brand
cool.
is very like dry and like maybe emotionless to a certain extent. So the idea of like me being somebody who cries at that kind of thing is like, I'm amazed by it too.
People that actually don't show emotion usually have deep emotion. Like the girls I've been with that are kind of more like monotone, like to see them cry or get upset about something is like, oh my, and like they have so much is going on.
Yeah.
And that's what Wednesday taught us. This is why Wednesday is an important TV show for our culture. You haven't seen it?
No,
Shut
so
up!
Good. I did see Megan twice last week, though.
No,
I did.
It's
yeah.
epic.
Good?
It was really good.
Oh God!
Like, good in such a. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Please see it. It's
really.
It's
Everyone's
so funny.
posted about it.
I saw it because I was doing one of Vulture's pod. They were like, I was doing a podcast for Vulture, and they were like, "Can you watch this movie? We're gonna like talk about it." And so I saw it, and then I was like, "Oh my God." I have to see this with people who have not seen it before. And so I took a group of my friends to like go see it on Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. I do the same thing. I love to see a movie with, I want to show people a movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I hate when someone wants to show me a movie.
He hates
because
it.
they watch
and
you and they don't watch the movie.
Well, actually, okay.
No,
I actually
you do both.
I totally get where you're coming from. I hate when someone is like watching me like for my reaction. It really drives me nuts.
Yes.
But I like to take someone and just be like, I have this friend actually who like I'm really close with, and she's always like, "What's gonna happen?" And I have to be like, "Just watch the movie." So I think it's like because of who I go with, it's like there's no risk of me being this person because she's gonna be that person.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. My sister's like that. My sister will watch a movie and she'll like look up the ending as she's watching it because she can't handle it. She can't handle but she can't wait an hour. She needs to know the answer.
I feel that too to a certain extent, but
you're cheating yourself of a good time, Taylor.
I agree. I don't do it, but it's like I can see where she's coming from with it. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I've got ADHD. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this movie's been longer than an hour and a half. Like, wrap it up. Like, can we just figure out what's gonna happen? Like, I know I'm gonna know in 15 minutes, but right now I just like my mind is elsewhere.
Interesting. So you cry from happy things, not sad things.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
You're a mush.
I'm a big mush. I really am. I love videos of like otters. I love like if a kid like gets. I saw a picture of this kid meeting his heroes, and his heroes were the garbage men that pick up the garbage once a week, and he had gotten a new toy garbage truck, and he brought it over to show them, and he was so overwhelmed that he was like hysterically crying in this picture that his mom took posing with them. That's the kind of shit that gets me.
I like that.
That's the kind of shit that gets me.
Yeah, I like that. Not enough people say their heroes are garbage man.
He was so cute.
I know. Kids are cute.
They're so cool.
I know.
love kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mushy too.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I almost cried the other day, but then I forced myself not to.
Over what?
Overwhelmed.
That's a good reason to cry.
But like overwhelmed with stress?
Yeah, can I just tell, I'm going to be very this is very toxic of me, but I'll be like, stop, you're being a little fucking bitch. Like, I have this inner monologue of me being like from Staten Island, you can't fucking, what the fuck is wrong with you?
We all have to unlearn that.
I know, and I feel like I like call myself names if I want to cry.
That's very. Robbie, can you record some stuff for him that's just like, it's okay to cry?
It's okay to cry.
It's okay to cry.
You think his voice is going to allow me?
That's true. But maybe it'll make you laugh.
He needs to be more manly.
100%. No, but there is this like toxic, like, and I know it's bad.
No, 100%. Like,
that like is like calling myself like names that like other people would call in Staten Island if you would call crying.
That makes me so sad. Fuck. Like,
sometimes if I'm about to cry, I put on like
Robbie,
sorry.
Jesus, what's going on?
Sorry.
What's going on? You okay?
No, I'm good.
It went down the wrong pipe?
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
I know so.
You can't think so. Do you know it went down the wrong pipe?
It went down the wrong pipe.
Well, there's only one other option.
but you're breathing though, right?
Yeah,
You're good?
yeah.
You breathing? You okay?
I'm good. Life is good.
You have asthma energy.
I told you, I have anxious kid energy.
You are so mean to Robbie.
No. We're all good. No, we're good. We're good.
He's fine.
Do you think you would feel less stressed out if you were to cry? If you're in this situation where you're like, all the stress is built up,
That's an
would it
excellent point.
release anything?
I don't know.
It might.
Yeah, it
I always
might.
feel amazing after I cry, but I never really cry. I'm more likely to cry at something like a wedding. Sometimes I'll cry. Like
yeah.
It's
something
nice to be in
nice.
an environment where it's like, oh, I feel totally cool about crying. Maybe that would be helpful for you.
Yeah.
If you ever feel like you need to cry, just pull up at a funeral. They won't ask.
I know.
And then you can be crying and no one will even
I
care.
cry on planes a lot. I don't know why.
On planes.
Yeah, like if I watch a movie on a plane, it doesn't have to be remote. Like I remember Maleficent. I cried, and I don't know if it's a sad movie at all, but I remember crying to Maleficent. Like I cried. I mean, Coco was a sad movie. I cried.
Oh,
on the
I
plane,
cried
That's a sad
Coco.
one.
but
That's a sad one.
I was bawling on this plane. But I've cried on planes multiple times, more than I think I've cried off planes in the past, say, 10 years,
That's
which is
so
wild.
interesting.
I know, and I'm taking a plane this week, and I'm like,
Hey,
I'm actually
taking
trying to
plane
watch a
tomorrow.
sad
All the way to
movie
Utah.
and get some cry out.
Maybe that's where you just like your body is just like trained to cry on planes now, so it gets all the cries out of your system
Yeah.
while you're flying.
Are you nervous to go on the plane?
I don't know, not really.
Cool.
Although I took the same trip last year, and this flight last year I passed out on the plane. So
It seems like you have a rough time. on
yeah,
planes.
no, I used to be good on planes, but since like the pandemic, I don't know.
Can I-
My plane energy is off.
Can I say this, Robbie?
What?
No edibles before the plane.
No
starts.
edibles before the plane.
Is that why you passed out?
Probably.
I also
It contributed.
had slept like 2 hours in the 40 hours leading up to it.
Oh,
Sure.
that's- So I'm sure it didn't help.
No, it did not
Situation,
help.
yeah.
No, weed is the drugs don't help when you're already falling apart.
No.
That we gotta get that bite. That was beautiful. That was beautiful and profound.
I know.
Drugs
I
don't help when you're already falling apart. Wow.
Did you ever do drugs?
Not really. I was a huge stoner for like a long time, and then I
You've
like.
stoner energy.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
That 100% is a
100%.
compliment. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. No, please. I think that's a great thing.
I used to be a huge stoner, and then it started just like kind of out of the blue giving me panic attacks, so I had to like turn it down. And now I do it every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I'll like drink casually, and I never really did like the hard stuff.
That's
It
good.
wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's good.
It's because I was a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I wish
Did a
I
bunch
was
of acid
scared.
though.
You did?
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I guess that's like the hard stuff. But it was like
Yeah, you
it's
can't
not
die
like
from it.
if you could die if you like do something weird on it, but it's not good. Like having too much in your system's not gonna kill you. You're just gonna have a weird day, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally. Yeah, I wish I had that rules. I wish people talked to me more bluntly about the rules of drugs.
Mm.
Like I know someone's father that would be like, "Oh, no pills or powder." Like that's a great rule.
Sure.
That's like a really like, oh, those are the things that you could really get fucked from.
100. Yeah, you can get addicted. You can get dead.
You can get
You
dead.
can get dead.
You can get dead. It's hard to
Um,
get undead.
That's very true.
Yeah, because acid is awesome. When was the first time you did acid?
I was in college and I went with this club at my school, and we went to like this cabin for the weekend, and we all just like did a little bit. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Did you see stuff, or was it like?
No, it wasn't that much.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then, yeah, I do it every once in a while. I don't like to, because it takes like a couple of days to recover for me afterwards. Like I just have to like eat a bunch of egg sandwiches and like chill for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And try not to think too hard. But I do it every
course.
once in a while.
I took acid and I made the mistake of trying to watch that show Sin City.
Oh, that was a bad idea.
What the fuck was wrong with
That was a
me?
bad idea.
That was a horrible idea.
One time I had to go get a couple of friends because they didn't even live in New York City yet, but they came and they were staying at my apartment.
Mhm.
And they were like, we got a bunch of acid and we're going to go do it at the Natural History Museum.
Oh.
And I was like, that, I could see that being a good thing and like a fun
Sure.
thing. But they also have those like halls after hall after hall of like taxidermy real life animals.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, that could
Those
have a
cave people.
Yeah, it's just that I just feel like I would have a bad time. And long story short, they had a bad time and I had to go to 81st Street and get them.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. It sucks the person that's not on drugs around the drug people. That's a hard job.
It is.
You
Yeah.
they don't get enough love.
They don't. Shout them out.
Shout them out. You should go get them a meal. You should pay for everything for
You
that
know
person.
you're not eating. You're on acid.
Yes, 100%.
Go get him. Go get him some meat.
I had you have to be very particular. Now the older I get, the less, if I do a hallucinogen, I do less and less every time.
Yeah.
I just want to walk to the line.
Yeah, I don't need to like have an experience. I just need to be like, oh, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. And also just find like a cartoon that I've seen 10,000 times, like extra funny.
Yes.
Sometimes you need that.
I took shrooms and I watched some old Hey Arnolds.
Brilliant.
And it was amazing.
Brilliant.
And I kept rewinding to listen to the intro.
It's so good.
Do-do-ba-do-ba-do-ba-do.
Arnold.
Like literally the 90s cartoons, the intros were so good.
They were paying good money for that shit too. You remember when TLC made the theme song for, what was it, All That?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Coolio made Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel.
That was like big budget for
These were
just
stars.
these were children too. Like,
I know. Yes.
Yeah, like it was these huge 90s stars making these like soundtracks for kids shows on Nickelodeon. Like,
1,000%. Imagine
really
like
cool.
Jack Harlow did Bluey now. You know what I mean? That's like the equivalent.
the Aussies would never let Jack Harlow into their country.
Yeah, oh my God.
No,
Do
they
you
probably
like?
already have.
Wait, do you like Jack Harlow? Do you think? Do you get the appeal of Jack Harlow?
I don't know. I do not heard. Wow.
Oh no. Oh, either you love him
No,
or
I don't think. No, I don't know enough about him. Is what I was trying to say. Like, I
Okay.
don't know if I've ever heard a Jack Harlow song. I probably have like on the radio by accident, but I've never
Sure.
like gone out of my way to listen to it. So that's one of those like internet things that I'm like, I think I know exactly enough about that, and that's like pretty much zero.
because like girls are obsessed with him.
Are they still?
Yeah,
I thought his last album was pretty bad.
me too.
Is he the one? He's the girls.
Yeah.
Girls.
Okay.
His most famous thing that he did is the verse on Industry Baby. Industry Baby was the most
Oh, was that-
streamed song of last year. Yeah. That's like
Lil
the biggest
Nas
thing
X.
he's
Lil
been
Nas
on.
X.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I
Yeah.
love him.
Me too.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
But he has the verse on Industry Baby, and that's like his biggest credit, I would say.
Gotcha. All right. I'm
And
sure.
then
He's,
what's
I'm sure he's
poppin'?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. I was just wondering what your opinion of.
Does he say the N word? Is he one of those white rappers?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Well, that makes him better than my history teacher in middle
Yeah.
school. All right? But no,
Yeah.
he seems fine. I think it's weird to see the girls now that I know who I can picture who he is. It's weird to see women like thirst over him online because he looks like every dude that works at Cumberland Farms in my hometown.
Oh
and that's,
my
that's
God.
not like a mean thing. It's like
Sure.
the people who worked at Cumberland Farms, especially when I was a stoner, those are my heroes.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
were
really?
those are my oh my God, the guys at Cumbies and like especially ones working like the late shift. I'm like, you guys, you're braver than the troops, and you're here for me because my mouth is dry and I need a snack. And
yeah,
like,
yeah. And that's who you would have a crush on when you were a kid.
No, not really. I liked a skater. But I did respect at 7-Eleven, Cumberland Farms,
course.
like that kind. It was a deep respect.
You
So
were-
what I'm saying about Jack Harlow is not an insult. I want to make that clear. Don't
I
come
love
for
that.
me.
Don't no. I think he's corny as shit. I remember we were in the park and we were playing Jack Harlow song. I was like, Robbie, I don't think I could listen to this in public anymore. This is
He
corny.
had a huge Jack Harlow phase, and then it
During the
immediately
pandemic
ended.
when I was by no one. When there was zero judgment,
He
there
was
was
like-
zero judgment of the world.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, we can't do this
We
in
can't.
public
This
anymore.
this is an in the house thing.
This is an in the house sort of thing. A lot of girls are into skater boys now, and you were into them before. It was cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always been like kind of a universal appeal. They're just
Yeah.
like willing to, not afraid of getting hurt. Obviously, like they'll throw themselves in the ground. They always breaking their arms and like being chill about
And
it.
that's attractive.
Something about it, I guess. I don't know.
What do you think it is?
I can't say that is a thing that is attractive to me about it.
It was the first
but
thing you
it's
listed.
Well, I'm just thinking of like what skaters have different than
course.
like the rest of the general
Sure.
population.
I think skaters are great. I
Yeah.
grew up with like there was a skate park across the street from our high school, so
Mhm.
like the cool kids, like there was a lot of cool kids I would say in my high school, but one genre of cool kids was the skater people, and like we had NJ Skate Shop in my town. Like my town was like a skater hub almost a little bit. Like Vans came out with a shoe last year that was like Cerebral Red.
That's
like,
so cool.
But,
Oh, wow.
So it was like a whatever, but I would say like they're also creative because they like back in like the early 2000s would be making video compilations like
Yeah,
before
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like my friend was a semi-professional skater, one of my best friends when he was like 13. We're sponsored. It'd be
That's
like if you
sick.
got sponsored at 13, whatever, because there was all these
That's amazing.
sponsorships in New Jersey in my town
His
or
friend's
whatever.
man, Manjera.
Yeah.
Just drop the name, Robbie.
No. I mean, it was more like kids would get like sponsored because
the
we
local
had,
shop.
yeah, or and then like the bigger vendors would go to the local shop and be like, who's good here, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of his friends are like now cinematographers or like working in creative
I mean,
fields
Spike Jones.
and like,
Yeah.
it's a very
Is that how you say his name?
Spike Jones. Yeah, I
I've been
believe
saying
so.
his name all the way wrong.
How have you been saying
Because
it?
isn't it Jonze?
Yeah.
I just said John Z.
Johnsy.
I know. I've actually never said it out loud, so I've never
Oh.
embarrassed myself. But in my head, that's how it sounded.
I believe it's Spike Jones, Robbie.
I think so. Yeah.
I believe y'all. Yeah. Sorry to
No.
distract from your
Yeah.
your story.
Interesting.
I just learned.
Yeah, I
No,
think
there is like a artsy. It's like artsy but tough.
Yeah.
And also would
Artsy but
smoke-
tough.
Would smoke cigarettes and weed and like and
that
then
I
have
think
the
the chain
drugs.
smoking, like they always had like the good drugs, like the fun stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like not the hard stuff though. And a good taste in music.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. In Staten Island, there was like none of that. Like skater culture was not a
No,
big thing.
that's the biggest
Interesting.
difference, I would say.
Yeah, there was no like skater culture wasn't like there were some kids that would skateboard, but like they were kind of the loners.
That's so strange.
They
Because
would
it was
be
like a
like-
cool kid group
Yes.
in my town too.
Yeah.
No,
There's-
Staten Island is like Italian.
There's no fucking
If
way.
you just are
How about-
wearing like,
I'm gonna fuck up my Air
Guineas,
Force Ones on the
velour.
board. Get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here. You know what I
like-
mean?
Well, your first mistake was wearing Air Force Ones on the board, but I'm not a skater. I'm from like actually randomly like a skate town too. We have Solstice Skate Shop, which is like a big deal, and there are like a couple of I don't know. Like when I was a teenager, there were like a couple of skaters that came out from New Bedford, and I actually can't think of their names off the top of my head. But one of them was Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
No, you blew my mind.
The look of just wonder and joy on your face in that moment, so beautiful. No, but yeah, it was like a big deal, and they were like one of the genre of cool kids at my school for sure.
Damn, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, the skater kids are cool. I guess Jackass kind of made them cool.
Yeah.
Then at a certain
Yeah.
like when I got a little bit older, skaters got cool like worldwide because of Jackass.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, because those guys were the coolest people ever. You don't agree?
No. I think that it's like I'm trying to put my mind in the like the headspace of like a teenage boy, and it's like the idea of these are my heroes because they're on TV just doing stupid bullshit and getting hurt and they're getting paid for it. Like I
Yeah.
can see that being like the ultimate dream.
100%.
I like didn't really watch it when I was younger, and then I watched it when I got older, and I'm like, I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
Yeah. The last time I did shrooms, I watched Jackass also, and it was amazing. And I'm just laughing my ass off because I think that's some of the best comedy too.
Just people getting fucked up.
Yeah,
I think that's a tale as old as time comedy. That's just timeless, priceless comedy.
it's Greek.
Yes.
Jackass is paying tribute to the Greek theater,
Honestly, wow.
to Dionysus himself.
If we're not studying this in the next like classics major that pops up at the next university, then I don't know what we're doing.
You know, it's really cool how Steve-O really transformed his life.
Yeah.
Isn't that really nice?
He's like sober now too, right? And just like doing
Yeah.
his thing. Good for him.
It's actually like so beautiful to see like a different act in a person's life.
And I think it's important for like people who looked up to him, you know, who I'm sure like some of them were down like a similar path, and they got to watch him just like publicly just improve and like get sober. Like that's sick.
I love to see an improvement. There's so much in media we see the fall.
Yeah.
We always see the fall. So
Mhm.
like someone like him who we would just expect the fall from.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see the rise.
Yeah. I agree. I'm trying to think of another celebrity who's like done that, and I can't really think of one off the top of my head.
Because literally like Celebrity Rehab, I know it was like supposed to show the rise.
No,
and
but it was like exploitative. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally only showed the fall of
Mhm.
people almost. You know, it showed them at their worst. Look how far this amazing person has come to garbage.
Yeah. It's wow. Yeah, that's so funny to think about.
Yeah.
I'm like happy. It's cool because like Steve-O had a lot of friends, especially from like the Jackass era, who were like on that show with him, who like did not make the same decision.
No.
So it's like I don't know.
I mean, Bam himself,
Yeah,
you know, is
poor
like,
guy.
yeah, that's hard.
That's sad.
And everyone's
Poor
saying
Bam.
now Brendan Fraser's having that, but I disagree.
Is having what his moment?
A rise back.
Was he ever at a low like Steve-O? Brendan Fraser?
He
Like,
got
what
black.
was?
He
got a little
blacklisted.
Yeah, like what was the bad? Like what
well,
happened to him?
his
That was
deal
so
is that he
bad.
got blacklisted from like Hollywood because he accused like a major network exec of like sexually assaulting him, and basically got blacklisted and like didn't work for like a long time. Sorry to drop the
No,
hammer
please.
on it.
Now I feel bad about my chubby
No.
joke.
But
I'm an idiot. No, I think it was the chubby thing.
so
Jesus Christ, are you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah. So now he's like, the fact that he's like back is like a great thing. I'm happy for him. Although
Yeah.
I don't know about that movie.
I didn't know that was the details around it.
I'm happy to provide. Here I am.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I'll admit I was wrong. I'm happy he's back. I don't know about that fucking movie either. you
I
know?
don't know. Like I didn't see it. I read like the outline of it, like the summary of it, and I was like, this seems offensive. Like I don't know.
It's just a fat guy.
Yeah, it's like, like at one point he like chokes on a meatball sandwich. I'm like, bro.
Yo,
That made the summary?
Yeah. Because
That was a big.
it was like a major turning point for this
okay.
character, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
are we fucking serious? That's the character development that we gave this man
Yeah.
simply because he's fat. Like,
That's
give
true.
me a break. Like,
oh my god. I actually like. I could, as a fat man, I could imagine myself in the writer's room just writing stuff and laughing my ass off and being like, they're gonna eat this up. They're gonna think it's fucking drama. Okay, next thing, he wants to go in the fridge, but his feet are tired. Oh, the drama! It's real! The whale is here!
They called it The Whale.
The Whale.
And I actually don't think that it has any other. Oh, actually, you know what? That's maybe wrong. It could be. I read this one review that it was like it's supposed to be like an allegory to Moby Dick. Maybe I have that wrong. Like it's supposed to be like the story is supposed to reflect on like like of some kind. It may not have been Moby Dick, but I think that's maybe why they called it that.
That makes sense.
But
probably not The Crucible.
I was in The Crucible once.
You were?
Yeah.
How have you not seen Wednesday?
I think when things are popular, I'm just like, I refuse to watch this until the people stop talking about it, which is a character flaw in myself, for sure.
No,
Sebastian's like that unless it's a certain genre of people talking about it.
Sure.
So, like,
What's
Wednesday, Emily in Paris.
You know, I'm not even mad because, like, that's really who you got to be listening to. As a hot girl, like, these are the people. I want people listening to me. In terms, what I need you to do is go. Avi Terror is about to drop a new album. Listen to it on February 17th.
Amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen Wednesday. Maybe I should.
You know what the truth is? I grew up with two sisters, and I didn't get first choice in TV. So my TV taste developed to a little more like cliche, like girly shows or whatever.
Sure.
So like I watched all the Sex and the City. I watched all the Gilmore Girls. I watched like
quality television.
Yeah, I just watched the drama. Like one of my first favorite shows was Dawson's Creek.
Have you seen Girls? Either of you?
I started. I stopped.
I watched the pilot yesterday, literally.
Okay.
And it's because it's like it feels like I had gone long enough without seeing it, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm like a woman lives in Brooklyn, not for long, but like
now that you're moving, you're
I
can tolerate this now. But I watched the first episode and I was like, this is not perfect. It's not perfect.
You have to, I guess, put yourself in the position of, what is it, 2013? When did it come out? That's what I was trying to be like. I was like, maybe this was fun for the time.
It was like, they had 6 seasons.
Yeah.
They had 6 seasons of that show.
Was that in the first episode? Did the dad fall down naked in the shower or something?
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
I think that maybe though, because her parents were visiting her in the first episode.
Oh, okay.
They were like in New York and they were like, we're cutting you off. And she was like, what? I don't have a job. What am I going to do? And immediately I was like, this is not relatable to me.
Sure.
But I'm sure it's relatable to lots of girls who live in Brooklyn. So
definitely.
More, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And boys too.
Sure.
A
Lots
lot
of people.
could relate to that. And that is beautiful. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
I honestly, if I had parents who were like rich enough to like pay my rent, bro. I didn't even ask to be born.
Oh my God.
I would take that real fast.
Me too.
I would feel nary a second bad about it. Like,
it's interesting because like you don't want to judge a person for getting their rent paid by their parents.
Sure.
Right? Because if I was in their shoes, I would do the same thing.
I would take the same opportunity 100%.
Right?
It's more how they behave with it.
That's
how
what
they
it is.
how they relate to that.
How is a person supposed to carry themselves if their parents pay their rent?
To me, just like own it.
Yes,
like, it's not your
100%.
fault that your parents are rich. You didn't have any control over that. Like, that's cool. But it's like, I feel like a lot of those people, like people who I know money is not an issue for, are like the same kind of people who it's like, okay, you need to Venmo me $1.78 for like that time that I bought you a water bottle. And I'm like, that's also not relatable to me.
Sure.
Like,
yes.
I like, it's very strange. So.
Yeah. There is that thing like rich people are cheap.
Yeah. Well, that's how they stay rich.
100%.
Yeah, that's how they stay rich.
But I guess, I don't know. I'd rather not poor because I've been there and like, it's not that fun. But I'd rather like have everything like that I need taken care of and like help somebody else out than just like hoard this money away. I'd be a bad billionaire, I guess.
No, you'd be a good billionaire.
Well, I wouldn't be a
You wouldn't be a
billionaire. So
billionaire.
that would be the point.
Yeah.
For sure. A good billionaire is like a mid-level millionaire.
Yes. That's a great. I love that.
Bite that.
Oh my God, a good billionaire is a mid-level millionaire because they're just giving it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always. If I had
buying?
money,
Not
I would
aspiring
spend
to
it
that.
on everything.
That's what are you even buying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not even charity. I mean, hopefully charity.
You would just spend it.
I would just spend it on like people and I would spend it on people I love and things to do.
The idea of like taking like my whole family or like a bunch of my friends on like a vacation that they don't have to worry about or pay, just get the time off work and I just got it. Like, that's cool. I would love to do that.
Amazing.
That's a
Go on a
dream.
vacation with people that I love and no one has to worry about like if being able to afford it.
This is why new money is better than old money.
I agree.
Yes, new money is fun. Old money is.
It's also give money to comedians. That's who should be millionaires, not the ones that currently are millionaires. Like us. Give it to us.
Give it to us.
Because we're creative, right? Like I'm taking
Yeah.
this whole room on a vacation once I am a
Oh
millionaire.
my God.
Once I'm a billionaire.
I
if
love
you could
that.
have a dream vacation, where would you go?
I knew what the answer was right away, and I feel like it's going to sound a certain type of way, but I want to go to the south of France.
I
That
love
doesn't sound any type of way.
I
That
just
sounds
think-
very
Not at all.
reasonable.
I just feel like it sounds south of France. I don't know. It just sounds like pretty down there.
Where do you have you ever been?
No, never been to Paris either. But I'd rather go to south of France than go to Paris.
Why?
I want to go to Paris too. But
Yeah.
if someone gave me the option, I would do the south of France.
I've been to both.
What do you think?
I loved Paris,
Yeah.
but I'm just a man that loves. I love.
Is it like love? Is Paris love and you love love?
I love
It's
love.
the city of love, right?
It is
They
love.
say it.
It's not bullshit. Paris really is. It makes your heart feel full of love.
Damn.
And it's actually beautiful. I don't know what came first, the cart or the horse with the love in the Paris.
Sure.
Right, but my heart just feels. I don't know. I wonder if I
Damn,
went
I
there
gotta go.
alone. How I feel, but like, it was like. Paris it just felt so romantic. It's all the ideas of romance are there.
It's like all the visions of it too. It's like
Yeah.
you can't. I mean, look at the Eiffel Tower and not be like, oh.
I know,
You
it
know?
literally sparkles. They literally make it sparkle.
Why is America so ugly? We could look like that, and instead,
Instead, we make the Empire State Building the Rangers colors. Hey, look at that! Hey, go Mets!
there's that guitar-shaped hotel. I'm like, why are we doing this?
I know.
Why are we doing this? We could have the Eiffel Tower.
And I hate when New York tries to do like those like European style restaurants where they have the seats facing
Like the
the
street?
street?
I'm like, I don't want to see this.
no.
I'm going to watch someone take a human shit. Like that's not really what I'm. I just want to eat my crepe.
100%. Like literally in Paris, you do that because you're literally staring at Notre Dame when you're sitting in that chair. You're not staring at like literally garbage and rats. I can't stand when New York does that.
You don't like to people watch from a seat if you're sitting alone.
But that's I guess. Yeah, you're right. I like the people watch.
I like
Like when I'm
people watch
alone and I could sit out and look out a window, I'm like, oh, this is nice.
out a window, definitely. Like if I
Yeah.
can like sit, there's like that little bar you sit in the window, like you're having lunch and stuff, and you can just watch people walk by and imagine lives for them.
I like
that. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, but I think in Paris you're outside, like facing the city because the city is the attraction.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think like sometimes just like a New York street is not an attraction. When a Paris,
Not any old one, you know.
No, it has to be like I guess the Village is one of
Sure.
the only places that could really pull it off.
I like sitting on, and this is gonna sound wild. I like sitting on like Bedford and North 7th. And it's not because it's like a beautiful thing that I'm watching, but I am
Sure.
witnessing like the decline of Williamsburg in real time.
Yeah.
And it's honestly funny to watch sometimes. Like,
Sure. You see the douchiness level going up by the minute.
I'm like, how did you get a permit for that peacock, sir? It's just the worst place in New York, and I love it.
Oh yeah,
love to
I
watch.
know. I used to like to go out to Williamsburg. I never even do anymore.
It's bleak.
That used to be my gym over there. I used to go to that Whole Foods, but this was like 8 years ago.
I think even 8 years ago, it was like still better than it is now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I got my first job out there. It was the summer I turned 21, and so it's like after work, I would like, it'd be like 9 or 10, and I'd be like, oh, I can like go and get a drink. I'm 21 now.
Yeah.
And so I'd always go to the Charleston,
Oh, fun.
and they do like the free pizzas, like with your drinks and like blah blah blah. And it was like cool and dirty and like degenerate, but I was 21 and that was like cool. And now I go over there and it's like, and it was like they opened at like noon and then they stayed open till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Amazing.
And now I go over there and they open at like 4 p.m. and they stay open till 2 a.m. And like the people in there are all finance bros.
Ugh.
It's like, what happened? And the pizza is still bad.
Sure.
It's still bad.
But it was okay bad when they were operating
100%.
like they were a bad place.
100%.
They're operating like they're a good place now.
And I just don't get it.
Even
sad.
my mom is like, it's sad that New York closes at 2.
Things change.
She's like, when I was young, we would the most fun was staying up late at nights, being silly. Not even being very drunk, just being like, you get sillier at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. 100. Even if you could be stone cold sober and you're silly at 2:30 in the a.m.
Yes.
Like, that's just a silly time for brains.
Yeah, and I love that. And there's so few bars now in New York that do 4 o'clock.
That's so sad.
And it's like either it's really packed or it's dead.
Yeah.
There's not like an in between fun little 2 a.m. bar, 2 to 4 slot, which is sad.
That's very sad.
I know.
Should we do our best to find one before I leave and go rage?
I'm down.
feel like
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I know a couple.
You got some
would.
spots?
You would.
Yeah, you know a couple too.
I do, I guess.
Where do you guys go? Well, I guess I don't want to.
Yeah,
We can talk
yeah,
after
you
this.
don't have
Forget
to.
We can talk after this.
No, yeah, but my mom's like, oh yeah, it was the most fun to be like out even a diner.
Sure.
I know.
Even a
24-hour diner.
I know. From like 4 to 6 at the diner.
Just like the best
Incredible.
excuse to get the most horrific combination of foods known to man.
Oh.
Like you're gonna get a side of scrambled eggs. I'm gonna get an order of mozzarella sticks.
Oh.
I'm gonna get maybe some oatmeal. Like depending on the diner I'm going. Like I'm gonna have it all presented before me and feel disgusting, but it's gonna save my life.
And a cup of coffee at 4:30 in the morning. Nothing is better than a cup of. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I
know.
doing?
I've done the cup of coffee at 4 in the morning. You feel amazing.
You feel so.
You feel
good.
amazing.
That's the type of mistakes I like making when
Yeah.
I'm drunk. Having a cup of coffee at 4.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, this is a fun mistake.
Because I was gonna say that's not like a fatal mistake. You know?
No.
That's like there's a couple fatal mistakes you can make when you're too drunk, like
Yes.
sending a text or like
Fatal.
fatal. Never do it. Don't just wait. It's probably not that important.
Oh God.
Or like not drinking water. Fatal mistake. Something I'm learning as I'm getting older.
Stop. You're not a water drinker?
No, I'm a water drinker, but it's something that it's like, oh, when I actually like take the time to drink water between every drink that I have, I feel fine the next day.
Oh,
As
yeah.
opposed to just like, making sure I stay hydrated. It's like if you actually stagger them, like it's great.
That's actually a great tip.
Mhm.
I just feel so embarrassed going to the bar asking for water.
Yeah.
So many of those places have like the little ones on the side now where you can just like self-serve water.
That's
genius.
great.
Genius vibes.
That is literally, it makes me, because
It's saving everybody work. Like,
yeah, everyone needs water. Bars should be supporting the water drinking.
agreed. Because that's less puke that they have to clean up.
Yeah, or more.
You think?
Volume-wise.
Volume-wise.
But fewer, but like fewer individual people do. You know what I mean?
Yes. It'll happen less, but when it happens, Jesus Christ. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, that's my favorite because the conversation at 4 in the morning is when I think that adults get to have those giggles that they had when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's we're all just searching for those giggles when the walls are down and like we could like I was talking to someone and they're like, remember how kids laugh?
They laugh like they're not self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
They laugh because that's just what it sounds like coming out of them.
It's just pouring out of
Yeah.
them. It's like me, like instead of me like calling myself names so I won't cry. Like they
Yeah, they allow themselves to feel emotion.
they allow
Yeah.
themselves to feel emotion. I feel like half my adulthood is like
Just suppressing that, like,
or like fighting the suppression now.
yeah.
I think once a man hits his 30, it's like, okay, it's now
I'm gonna
time
cry
to
when I want to.
it's now I need to break down these walls so I can cry.
Yeah, I miss that. I don't know. Maybe that's one thing I like about like the fun drugs like acid and stuff, because it's just like it takes away a little bit of inhibition or of inhibition. You develop inhibition in a way that you don't
Yes.
normally have in like your like when you're not on acid.
Yeah, I totally. Some of the most I've laughed is on shrooms.
It's a
Like
lot of fun.
it is really fun to like.
I haven't laughed like that in a long time. I need a good like laugh to your like crying and like can't breathe. Those are like that's
Those
like
are
therapy.
I think
They
that
should
like
sell those.
comedy people don't get those laughs as like sometimes like we're a little more closed off
Yeah,
in some
'cause
ways.
it's like we're always doing a fucking bit. You
I
know?
know.
It's like no one's having a conversation where you can get to that point because everyone's like carefully crafting like what the next thing that's gonna come out of their mouth is.
Sebastian makes me laugh like that.
Oh, guys.
Once
Well,
every
we
few
stay up-
months.
we
Once
stay
every
up
few
late.
months,
That's true.
I'm like, holy shit, you were really
I would pay
fucking
good
making
money-
me laugh.
I would pay-
But we stay. It's
I mean,
that midnight. It's
there's midnight.
But we
That's
can't
where-
talk about those
we
things.
can't talk about them. But they're
We've had some nights
we've
where
had
we
some
laugh
nights.
hard.
I'll say this. One time we had. I won't
All
get
right,
into the
I'm
full
very
story.
nervous. Taylor,
He's very
hands are
nervous.
sweating.
We had a cab driver,
Mhm.
and the cab driver's favorite comedian was Dane Cook. 1 through
Oh,
5.
no.
That was his favorite comedian. Like, Sebastian just made it his mission to be like, I want to crack this guy's top 5 because all 5 of his top 5 spots are occupied by Dane Cook, and he tried so hard to get this guy to laugh,
Oh my
and he
God.
unsuccessful.
The
And
whole
he,
time.
You couldn't knock out Dane Cook. That guy's
Nope,
bad taste.
He could
I
not
know.
That guy
knock
had
out
bad
Dane
taste.
Cook.
Like,
Oh
And
my
man,
God.
he was pulling every trick out of his. And the 3 of us in the backseat, we all were like, "That's the hardest I laughed in all of 2022 in that cab ride." But
couldn't
I think you got me to laugh
He-
in that way.
He couldn't. The guy couldn't even smile at me.
No.
Wow. Well,
Which
that
made it
was-
funnier,
it was-
obviously. Because he was trying so hard, pulling from anything he saw. He
Oh
was
my God.
doing characters in the front seat. Like, he was trying. It was the funniest I've ever seen
then
him
we
be.
go-
And it's like, he's like, oh, how'd I do? Do you think I'm funny? And he,
The guy said no.
no,
Right
still,
to my face.
still Dane Cook.
Oh my God.
But those, it's those late night giggles. That,
Those are the best.
It was late, yeah.
yeah, I think that like when my mom's like, "Oh, it sucks that New York isn't open till then," it's because you
Mhm.
get those times.
Yeah, and it's like they get fewer and farther between when you're older, I think. Like I feel like when you're in your early 20s and or like you're in college or whatever, it's like they're all the time because no one has any responsibilities. There's much more to laugh at.
Yes.
But now it's like you gotta like fight for those, which is like I would pay good money to be with y'all at like 3:00 in the morning at a bar, like 3 drinks in.
Yeah.
We're like still we can like still go get a slice of pizza. No one's falling over or anything, but just like that kind of stupid.
100%.
That's like prime.
Yeah. That's where we operate.
We have fun.
Yeah. We do. We like to have a good time.
Y'all are so
Yeah, but I think it's good to have those moments. I still have those with my sisters, laughing hard. Like I think because it's like people that you're around take you back to that era too.
100%. I have with my brother, and it's like it's so easy to laugh at an inside joke from when you guys were like 6 and 9, or like 6 and he must have been like 11. But it's like you remember it and you go back to it and you're like, actually, what was funny about it? But you have to like revert to your 6-year-old brain or your 11-year-old brain to realize like what was funny about it. And then it's like, it's impossible not to laugh, especially when we have 3 drinks and it's 3:00 in the morning.
Oh,
you know, like that's,
Yeah, it's so, also, that's, the fights happen quicker though. That's, if you want the laughs to happen, the fights, everything could happen faster.
That's very true.
That's the scary part about it.
Yeah, I guess you're on a thin line.
Yeah, very true. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You're a brother of 2 sisters.
Yeah.
Did you ever do wrestling moves on your sister when you were like professional wrestling moves on your sister when you were young? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out if that was a universal experience because I was getting fucked up.
Oh.
I was getting body slammed. I was getting like I don't know, all the cool ones. Onto a bed, obviously, like it was fine. But.
Sure. If I'm gonna be honest, me and my sister physically fought when I was a little kid.
Sure.
And I think like people don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But like when I was 7 and she was 7, because I'm a twin, we would physically.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. We would physically fight. She would bite me and leave teeth marks.
Okay, so she wasn't even playing by the rules.
No, we were ruthless for a little bit. I would pin her down. We wrestled. We literally fought. I think a lot of brothers and sisters have that energy.
Because it's like, I think it's like, oh, I'm not going to hurt you. Like, I'm not going to, like, we're siblings. And if I do, like, shut the fuck up, stop crying, like, stop crying, stop crying.
My God.
I'll give you $1, stop crying, stop crying. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I would fight with my sister. We
fight?
took karate lessons. I don't know if I said this on the podcast. And we would like practice karate stuff, and like you're supposed to tap out or whatever if you're hurt. And my sister is 2 years younger than me, but she's a much better athlete than me. She was better. She just was tougher than me.
Sisters
she was
are
just
so
like, yeah. And I remember one time we were like doing ground fighting, which is essentially wrestling with whatever. And she didn't tap out, and it was like she almost choked. Like I was like almost choking her. I was like, we stopped, and then she just would never tap out. My sister is just that type of person.
She was just waiting for you to kill her?
I guess she would have died before she would tap out.
It would have been the ultimate kind of fuck you, right? Yeah. She won.
That's meanwhile me.
You're in trouble forever, bro.
I'm the opposite. I'm the biggest baby,
too, yeah.
and my sister. That's just, she was like a 3-sport. She has the most varsity letters I think of anyone in my high school.
Wow.
Because she did
What?
She did every season for 4 years, and then she would do golf and softball together. Like she did one season she did 2.
She sounds cool, Robbie.
She's awesome.
Yeah, my sister's she was very good at sports, and she was just tough. But
It's funny because both of us have sisters that are like successful and awesome.
girl bosses.
Aw.
Girl bosses.
We both have girl boss
Which is,
sisters.
I don't know if people say. Do people say girl boss? Is that?
I think that it's like it's moved on to like interior decor at like TJ Maxx. You know what I mean? So it's like it's reached the zeitgeist. It's reached like the mainstream. So I think it's like a little,
Yeah, that's so we got fun.
Yeah.
They just run shit. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
yeah.
And Robbie and I are 2 schlubs.
Yeah.
Behind every girl boss.
It's 2 schlubby brothers.
Yeah. We're going away this weekend. Actually, my brother and my sister are both coming on this trip, which is exciting.
Cute.
And
That is gonna be
she's
fun
like,
for you.
can text Saquon Barkley to be like, maybe we'll get us into some Sundance things. Who has a big NFL playoff game this weekend? Who she's just friends with.
That's wild.
Yeah, my sister's just she's great. Shout out Jackie.
Shout out
Jackie.
What was I gonna say? I don't know if I should say this, but fuck it. I went to my grandparents' house for Christmas, and there's so much of this like TJ Maxx style, like live, love, and I'm like, who's doing? I don't think this is my grandparents doing. I'm like, who is decorating my grandparents' house with all these signs? I'm like, is it just for the holidays? Because it's like there was so many like of that. You know the script that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Of like
the wooden script on a board.
Yeah,
It says,
of just
let it snow.
yeah, or like wine and coffee and stuff like. And I'm like, this was never
Love
there.
lives here.
I'm like, who is buying them these little trinkets and little like signs? And I'm like, this isn't the conversation now because obviously someone who is buying this is at this Christmas. But I need to like come back and be like, hey, grandma, what's with all the.
There's like a girl boss Santa just comes down the
Yeah.
chimney and like, puts
It's
that shit
like-
up everywhere.
Yeah, like all the pillows had the font, and it's just like this is a new. I hadn't been at Christmas in like 2 years because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who like Bed Bath and Beyondified my grandparents' house?
Can I say something?
What?
It's kind of my dream.
Just a house with
With that kind of Christmas
like,
decoration?
all of that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of like if someone wants a Bed Bath and Beyond my house, and that's what she loves. I fucking love I don't know. I like that.
You're into it.
Yeah, I'm trash.
Yeah.
For me, that's classy.
I want to say it's not my particular like interior decoration style, but I don't have a problem with it. Like I think that people should go do whatever they want. It's like my dad texted me this morning because I'm moving to LA and he was like, so how's the house hunt going? And we finally found a place. So I texted him back being like, oh, we found a place. Like, like we're going to sign the lease today. He was like, wow, I'm so jealous of you guys. Like, I hope you have a great time. And I was like, Dad, you own a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
You own a 4-bedroom house with my mother. Like,
yes.
I'm jealous. You're living the dream. I will never own property.
Yeah, I
like
know.
it's never gonna be like the mid 90s kind of dream. And so whenever it's like I run into someone who is like, yeah, I have like a couple of boys, like boy mom, like have all that shit in their house. It's like I can't even make fun of you. You're living the dream.
Yes.
Like that's lots of people's dreams.
I know.
Like-
And you know, I think I never cared about that until I started getting a little bit older.
Sure.
And it was like, it's like when you hit like 18 and you're like, oh, I'm never going to play sports.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden I'm 33. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to have a family like that.
But
you don't know.
But you can.
As a man, you can. As a man, you can have it till you're 75.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely crazy. Whenever I see someone like an old man that has little kids, I go, what the fuck is wrong with yourself, Ash? Excuse me. Right? It's very selfish,
I just
in my
am
opinion.
like, I guess it's like they're gonna be without a dad, like much younger than other people are.
Yeah.
That's like sucks.
Yeah, I like, that's, in my mind, that's an asshole move to like start a family at like 75.
I feel like people who do that though normally have kids who are like younger than that. So it's like at least this new baby is gonna have like a brother who is 47 years older than him.
Sure.
You know, like to like take care of him.
It is like a second life kind
Yeah.
of situation.
Second, third, fourth.
Yeah. I guess it's money.
Well,
If
that's
you-
what I was gonna say. They prioritize money
Yeah.
above in their personal life, most likely above a lot of things. So they're like, oh, the kid will have money.
Yeah, it's like he
I'm
won't
leaving
have
him
me.
a good life. Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't need me because this person doesn't view like probably personal relationships as high of a priority as money.
And then those kids grow up. Those kids who their 75-year-old dad gave them money, and they ask you for $1.78 for the bottle of water.
100%. Absolutely.
They moved to Brooklyn, New
Yeah.
York. They moved to Brooklyn, New York. They go to NYU Tisch, and then they nickel and dime you.
As we wrap this up, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna miss most about New York?
Oh, I'm gonna start crying. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow,
that'd be incredible.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, what am I gonna miss?
What are you gonna miss about here?
What am I gonna miss? I feel like I'm gonna miss. This is very stupid. Falling asleep like too early on like a Friday or Saturday night, like at like 9 p.m. And then waking up at 1 a.m. and taking a shower and getting ready and still being able to go out and like find a bar.
Oh,
I love
It's
that.
so stupid, but it's like oh, I get a second chance at a Saturday night because I fell
Yeah.
asleep too early. It only happens every once in a while, but it's a truly magical thing that I don't really necessarily think happens lots of other places, and
I don't-
certainly not in LA.
not in LA.
That's not like that.
LA's an early vibe.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss all my friends here, but thankfully they're all comedians, so I'm gonna see them like at some point.
Sure,
They all
they'll
come
all
to LA,
drop by.
pop over.
Any food that you're gonna miss?
I'm
No.
gonna miss. I'm gonna miss pizza. I'm like trying to convince my partner to like order a bunch of pizza over the next couple weeks before we go because I feel like it's not great out there.
The pizza's bad.
It's
in
fine.
LA.
It's fine,
Yeah.
but it's not any good.
Freeze it. This is what I would do.
It's true.
This is what I would do.
Break it down.
This is psycho. I would buy a ton of pizza. I would put it in the freezer, and I would have it for months. And whenever I was feeling homesick, I'd put a pizza, take the pizza, put it in the oven, and eat a piece of New York pizza.
To me, that's not insane. That's like a great idea. But
Really?
how do we get the frozen pizza from New York too? Like, there are probably companies that like you can get them sent from. I know Roberta's does like, not that that's good pizza, but
No, yeah. Thank you.
it's not for me. It's not for me. It's fine.
not for me either.
It's fine.
It's not a New York
If you're
slice.
looking for, if you're looking for that kind of pizza, sure.
Yeah,
you know?
sure,
But it's like,
yeah.
am I ever?
Never.
To me, that's like baby shower pizza.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's the kind of stuff you get where it's like, we're in classy. We're having a second one. We're naming her Reese, but it's spelled R-H-Y-S.
Yeah, I can't stand pizza that's trying to be classy like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's pizza.
Do
It's-
you?
Like, why are you trying to look professional eating pizza or like sophisticated eating pizza?
I don't need figs on my pizza.
I don't think anyone needs figs on pizza. It's not bad, in my opinion. But it doesn't need to be there. Sometimes
it
I'm in a
doesn't.
fig on pizza mood, and that's like exactly like when I'm at a baby shower. When
Yeah.
I'm at a party and I'm not paying for figs on pizza, give me the figs on pizza.
Sure.
Feel classy. I'm in a little dress.
There's definitely companies that you could like freeze like, or even wait. How are you getting there? You're flying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't bring a cooler bag full.
I don't think so.
Yo, imagine I got caught with a cooler bag full of frozen pizzas trying to go to LA. I would make New York Post headlines.
I think the best part is that they would absolutely pull me aside and like rip open all the pizza and like dig through it, thinking I was trafficking drugs, and then it's like all my pizzas are ruined. It was
Oh,
just pizza,
yeah.
bro. Like, no, this is doubly embarrassing.
Now that I would cry over. Now that I would cry
That
over.
deserves tears, I think.
New York's gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss it here too.
Yeah, it's I'm so happy that you're able to come here and do this before you left.
Yeah, me too. Thank you guys so much for having me on. This
Of
was
course.
double again. Like, I'm
Yeah.
honored, truly.
Well, please, you're great. I think you're great, Taylor. Taylor, is there anything that you want to plug? People can follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Taylor Garron. I just was a guest star in an episode of Abbott Elementary. It's season 2, episode 9. I have 6 lines.
That's amazing.
And I killed him. I'm gonna be honest. And
You
there's
did?
yeah, I did. And
I
there's
gotta
like
watch.
there's a guest star Emmy. There's a Emmy specifically for guest stars. So here's hoping next year.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Imagine. That would be so, if I ever win an Emmy for that,
Is that a goal of yours to win an Emmy?
that'd be cool. I actually already have one. I'm not bragging.
You do?
Oh.
Yeah, I have a daytime Emmy for the PBS Kids show Zoom that I was on as a child.
That's so
Oh.
fucking cool.
Yeah, we won best children's programming.
And you have it in your house.
No. They have it at like the studio. I can just say I have an Emmy.
Yeah,
You know, like,
That's so
my
awesome.
season of this television show won an Emmy.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fucking
it's
awesome.
a daytime Emmy, but I'll take it.
No,
You were a kid. Kids daytime.
Yeah,
You were-
Sure,
yeah. You have an Emmy.
I gotta get my
Yeah.
daytime and my nighttime Emmy.
Yeah.
It's coming up. We'll see.
That's amazing. If I had an Emmy, yeah, I
I bet I could hit them up and be like, "Could I just get like a fake one, even?"
Sure.
You know, like I
To
don't need a plaque.
display.
That's, I just want
Incredible.
to put it up. You know,
That's what I'm thinking. Like to display. I think for me, I don't have a TV in my living room, but
Yeah.
I would get rid of everything and just put it alone.
there. Yeah.
Alone, I would get like some fancy tray. Like I would really just frame an Emmy, and that would be what everyone looked at.
I have a friend who has an Emmy, and her husband does pottery, and he put together like a little hutch to display his pottery and display her Emmy.
Oh my god!
And that's what love is like. That's what love is supposed to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sorry to go back into our conversation. I know we have to wrap it up.
No, that's
No.
beautiful. I mean, that is what love is like. Two people supporting each other and celebrating what they create.
I think I just love it.
Yeah. It's good to support.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to understand.
I also just love that he was proud enough of himself that he, like the Emmy was not intimidating to him. He's like, this was my art and I made it and I love it and I'm going to display it. And honestly, it's good.
Is it?
Really good. He's very talented.
I don't know the line for pottery. What's good and not.
That's-
Oh, same.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't. I guess if it looks nice.
Yeah, if you like it.
Like I
Yeah.
watched that show, the glass blowing show.
Oh, I watched that too.
Right?
Yeah.
Which I love. I love a show like that because in a food show, I can't tell if the food tastes good. But in that, I could have an opinion about the glass.
Yeah, because you can look at it. Like, that's all you need.
The food shows, I go based on the judges.
Yeah, the judges really carry a lot of work on a food show.
That's
more
very
than any
true.
other judge, like American Idol. You could hear like all these other competitions. The judges have to like explain
They have to like
to
describe
you.
it.
Yeah, it's
Like-
all in the judge. Really,
We got to bring back smell-o-vision at least.
the judges.
know?
We do. Wait, what was smell-o-vision? They would just like pump air through.
Well, you had like a scratch and sniff little thing, and it's like they would be like, there'd be a thing on TV, and they'd be like, scratch this square and smell it, and it'd be like, oh my god, cinnamon buns or something.
Oh my god.
That's cool to me. I think we got to bring it back. It was probably given like kids like asbestos or some shit. This was like in the 60s, so
Oh, okay.
70s maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow, that is good. They should do that for Netflix shows.
Should do that for Wednesday.
I just like crap. I like crappy TV. You know
Me
what?
too.
I pretend that it's like, oh, I'm trying to be cool, and then by episode 2, I'm in the drama.
It was like the #1 streamed show on Netflix, right? Like it's like the top. I mean, obviously it's good. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
fun.
you should feel bad about that.
No, I also like Emily in Paris.
I haven't seen it, so I can't make a judgment. I just know that the zeitgeist's not happy with it.
No, why are they happy with it? I'm not on Twitter ever.
Well, the Twitter folks are saying that it's just like bad, which is like I think it's supposed to be bad,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the point, kind of.
Yeah.
But everyone's hate watching it, and I'm like, you can't hate it that much if you want 2 seasons of it.
I know. It's like truly.
Sebastian likes it. He'll be like 3 weeks till Emily in Paris. Season 3 comes out.
Yo, be easy
He
with that
starts the
talk,
countdown
bro.
3
Be
weeks in
easy,
advance,
bro.
so
What
it's
are you
not
doing
like-
to me?
He's not hate watching it.
This is the revenge for saying that he
He's
looks
like,
young in the
fuck,
streets.
I can't wait. He'll be like genuinely stressed out and be like, at least Emily in Paris comes out in 10 days.
Yo,
This is not a
That's
joke.
beautiful to me.
there was a pop-up of Emily in Paris, and I wanted to go so bad, but I didn't.
What is a pop-up? It's just like you could take pictures there and stuff.
Yeah, you could just go
Sick.
and do like Instapics and get a croissant and a coffee. I want to go.
I'm gonna miss this.
I want to go so badly. And literally, I didn't know who to ask. I don't have friends that like Emily in Paris. Look at me. Hey, how you doing? I just want Emily
Well, they
in
need to
Paris friends.
diversify. I feel like you would be the diversity there.
1,000%.
100%.
But who do I go? I can't join a fucking.
We need to get you some PR. That's all.
What am I gonna join a Discord about Emily in Paris? I'm gonna be a fucking freak. I might as well go back to teaching improv in high school.
Yeah.
Like at that point.
Oh
Jesus.
God.
Yeah, but I love that shit.
Did you watch Summerland?
No, what's that?
Did you watch Summerland? Similar. It was Jesse McCartney, Zac Efron, Lori Loughlin.
Oh, this was like an older show.
Yeah, old back in the day.
Gotcha, okay.
But it was that Dawson's Creek era of like, I think that's when me and my sister would watch TV together all the time. I know all the words to Legally Blonde the musical. I've never seen it in person. There was a MTV
That's very
shooting
beautiful.
of it. And yeah, it's good TV.
Oh yeah, they were trying to find the lead.
Yeah.
Right? They were trying to find Elle.
Oh yeah, that was after. This was like
This was a different show.
before the originated cast. I guess it went on MTV after it did a run, and me and my sister probably watched Legally Blonde the musical 100 times.
Wow.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. So similar. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? There are shows that bridge the gap that gets you into it, like Friday Night Lights.
Mm.
Friday Night Lights is the perfect combo.
Friday Night Lights is like the gateway drug to like Freeform or ABC Family, you know? Because it's good drama. It's boys, but it's drama, you know?
Oh, it's total drama.
Oh God. I used to watch A Secret Life of the Teenage Girl.
I loved that show. I loved it.
It was remarkable.
Wait, I have to just shout out Freeform really fast.
Okay.
And it's because I actually, like, some of their shows I'm like, this is trash, but some of them I'm like, actually most of them I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Single Drunk Female? Watch it. Great.
No.
So
No.
good.
This is right up
Sounds
my
great.
alley.
Yeah,
actually.
it's so good. And it takes place in Boston, Mass, and the accents are so bad, and I can say that. And they made what was it? Maybe it wasn't Freeform, but it was Switched at Birth. Have you seen that?
No. I need to download the Freeform
You
app
got-
on my
And it's
TV.
free.
What's
I don't
switch?
know.
What's Switched at Birth?
Switched at Birth is these two girls get switched at birth, and one is deaf. She gets deaf when she like develops meningitis, and so eventually they grow up to teenagers, and they realize they were switched at birth, and it's like her family, the deaf girl's family, also deaf.
Oh
wow.
Wow.
But the deaf family has adopted a hearing child, and the hearing family adopted a deaf child, and it's so good,
I love that.
compelling.
Because they really allow the highs to get high and the lows to get low.
They sure, and you know what? I learned a little bit of sign language in it too.
You did?
Yeah, I'm taking an ASL. Well, I just finished my first level ASL class. I'm taking level 2 now.
Congrats.
Oh,
It's fun,
congratulations.
thanks.
You're just taking it to.
Just cause.
That's really great.
Nice language. So I'm doing Duolingo, so I'm learning Spanish, French, and ASL.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Right?
You're leveling up in Los
I'm
Angeles.
doing it.
Do you know that sign language is different in every language?
Yeah, they use
not
ASL
universal.
here in Canada as well, but they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they also have like.
American Sign Language. I'm an idiot for
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
but they
that's
have
okay.
like
putting that together.
they have like.
I'm a fucking moron.
No, you're all right. Sebastian.
I thought it was a sign language.
It's in Australia. It's called Auslan.
Oh, really?
AUSLAN. Kind of fun. I'm learning all about it.
That's so cool. But Secret Life was so good
So good.
because the way that they talked about like hooking up and sex was so funny. I would sit there and laugh, and I loved
It was like
the
very
drama.
clearly written by like full-grown adults trying to be like, how do a teenager sound? I'm writing about the secret life of an American teenager. I am 53. Like,
I love that. I love anytime. I don't love it. I like it ironically when it's like clearly not this person's point of view and they're writing about that. Like The Whale.
That's how I feel about Euphoria too.
Oh yeah.
like what kind of high school are they going to?
Yeah, a lot of it sounds like the creator's voice, and I'm like, this is too much for me.
I don't know. In my high school was a lot of sex and drugs.
Same here, but we weren't I don't know, like I guess it wasn't as gritty and dramatic. It was just
Sure.
like, oh, so and so like sucks so and so's dick and Natty the elevator is convertible outside of the party.
Also, like they'll have like weird contrarian points about politics or certain things. I'm like, this wasn't really necessarily happening in my high school.
The kids are thinking about
I guess
politics
you're right.
lately now.
Yeah.
Though. They're thinking about politics
guess
and
they
they're
are in a
doing the
different way.
fentanyl.
It's a good thing.
I
Yeah,
agree.
they're doing fentanyl and thinking about politics.
That's who I want running the country.
I'm sorry, we went on a complete tangent.
Sorry.
Yeah, I need to find my people that like trashy TV, the dramatic TV.
I love it. I think we have a slightly different taste. Like we're two ships passing in the night, but I do love
Yeah, we
trashy.
are. Beautiful. Everyone go follow Taylor
Follow me.
on all socials. Robbie, anything you want to plug?
Yes, the beanies. Please buy a beanie
Oh,
if you want to
yeah.
support the podcast. That helps us a lot. And then we're going to Vermont February 17th and 18th, and we have a show in New York February 24th.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, follow us, share the clips, yada yada, do all that thing. All right, Robbie, hit the fucking music.